Good evening and welcome to another stream. Working on, like it says in the title, I'm working on the Routemaster today. Doing a little bit different than any other build, as far as I know, because I am putting figures in it, but they're Disney figures. As you can see, we are pretty big Disney fans here. So, yeah, last week I worked on the roof, got to where the roof was ready to go on. I've pulled it back off, and I'm going to start with figures tonight, and we'll go from there. And just let me say hello to everybody in the chat. Good evening, Kenneth, Dave, Alex, Chris, which I mistyped and put. I was thinking Christine when I typed Christ, but evening, Chris. Todd and Eric also in the chat. Todd is still in Hawaii, will be until next Monday. So let me go ahead and switch cameras and we'll get started. So like I said, I'm putting Disney figures in, and I spent some time earlier tonight figuring out where I wanted to put, where and who I wanted to put. Not going to double up on any one character. Audio seems unsynced. Well, actually, it shouldn't matter now. But not going to put, I'm going to avoid putting more than one of the same character on each level, except the driver of the bus. I'm still not sure whether it's going to be Goofy, Mickey, who's going to be driving the bus. But I'm also not pulling all of the platforms off of them. Huh. So everybody's having an audio sync problem, but I don't know anything that I can do about it. And just let me take a look real quick at the settings. Let me go to my audio, and audio appears to be in time. At least the green dots are flashing. Let me kill the echo cancellation and see if that fixes it, because I'm honestly no idea what to do. And Alex says that's a novel idea. I like it. My wife and I like it. It's a lot of fun, because really the only thing you're going to see is when the lights are on, you're going to see them on the bus. And so let me introduce the cast of characters. We've got Chip and Dale. They're going to be riding up front with Pluto, who's going on a trip somewhere. Let me start from a little bit further back to explain why Donald's singing. Yeah, with my fancy mug off screen. So Minnie and Mickey are rock stars who happen to be catching the bus, and they're playing. And the placement of the figures is put them central on each window. And because Mickey and Minnie are back there singing, Donald has decided to join in and is starting to sing. And I believe this is Lady from Lady and the Tramp. She's just on the bus. And we got Goofy in the back of the bus here. He is a conductor, but he's also a little bit flustered because he's back here and was not expecting that Clarabelle was going to show up. So let me catch up on the chat real quick, and then I'll start gluing these guys down. Let's see. So yeah, Todd says with my fancy mug off screen isn't noticeable. Eric says it's a really cool idea. I expected Eric to go, Disney, really? Evening, Jordy. Welcome. Okay, so I'm going to start with these guys, and there is a little bit of a dip on here, so I'm not sure. I've got the super glue. Actually, I'm going to try the B70 and see how well that works. It's a little bit more flexible, I believe, than the super glue. And I saw what happens to the seats if you ever take characters or people who have been glued down to them when Dave was taking his apart. So let's see. The one thing I'm a little concerned with, because everybody's going to be standing on the seats except for Clarabelle and Goofy. I don't think they're going to interfere. I hope they're not going to. Mickey and Minnie are a little bit taller, and they are pretty spread out. So let me get some glue on Pluto. And what was funny was I actually placed most of these characters where they're at before taking the roof off. This doesn't set very fast. Let me see what it says. Hold securely for 45 seconds or clamp for 2 hours. It takes 48 or 24 hours to get a full hold. So let's see if Donald is going to stay in place. Absolutely, the Disney bus. Matter of fact, I do have a Cricket, and what I'm going to do with the Cricket is instead of putting the Taifu Tea or anything like that on the side, instead of using the stickers that are coming with the bus, I'm going to find silhouettes on the Cricket and cut them out and put the silhouettes on the outside of the bus. And now that Todd's here, I will probably have to put on the echo cancellation. Evening, Todd.
Hello.
Hello. Let me put my audio echo cancellation on.
I would have jumped in earlier, but the cleaners were here, so they were making.
Echo, be quiet. What'd you say, Todd?
No, the cleaners were here. They come in once a week and do the whole room, so it was noisy. So I didn't join.
Truly, to be honest, the only ones that figures I'm not concerned with falling or shifting around. Well, the only one is Mickey because his base is so long. It actually fits between the seats completely.
Thank you, sir.
Let me see.
Hi, guys.
Not setting yet on him or on them. I have to. Hopefully, this will work. As long as they don't get too astray from where I'm putting them before I put the windows on, I should be able to get them back in place. It'll just be an adventure putting them back in through the windows.
I thought you were going to glue them down now before you put the roof on.
I am.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm taking them off screen when I do this. I'm using the B7000 adhesive.
That's good stuff.
Hopefully it will work.
Gordon's here.
I'm using it. Hey, Gordon, welcome. The only reason I'm using the B7000 is because I don't have a whole lot of super glue left. But it is not this one. This one is crystal clear glue. The other one, exact same thing, different bottle, is magic gravity rubber.
Hey, Gordon, it's good to see you.
Yes, and I'm just looking. So, Todd, Are you about to disappear suddenly? I heard the cops.
No, you hear a fire truck on. Somebody probably set their clue of pork on fire.
Oh, okay. I was concerned you were about to be arrested.
Why? What do you think I do?
I don't know. It's just like if Eric was there, we'd say the same thing about Eric. If Ian was there, we'd say the same thing about Ian, but we'd mean it.
If Ian was there, if Ian was there, we'd be like, about time.
Yeah, pretty much. Where you guys been? So yeah, I need to do a video soon also on the Lisbon tram. I just posted on the Discord basically a dry fit of the rest of the facade for the I've lost my mind. Diorama.
I'm curious to see how that's going to come out, the final product. It's going to look good.
I think it's going to be awesome. I am loving the way it looks right now.
I don't know if you saw, but they're going to open pre-orders for your Ecto by the end of the month.
Oh, good.
Yep. And they should start shipping in the U.S. by the middle of March. The Ecto and the Enterprise are going for pre-order by end of January. So everything will be ready.
Okay, super glue is going to work. The reason I'm using the super glue on Clarabelle and Goofy because I don't want them to fall over, and they are not going to stand up very well on their own. This Goofy was originally going to be downstairs or on the lower level. I don't know. Oh, okay. I was reading Eric's chat. This Goofy was going to be on the lower level because he is a conductor, but I have Pete as a conductor down there as well. And I thought it would be really cool to have him up here with Clarabelle.
Yeah. As for Eric, yes, the IXO is carrying on the Jeep, the Willys Jeep, the GTR, and the 300 SL from Mercedes as full kits. But they'll give you a coupon code if you're halfway through your build. They'll give you a coupon code that discounts the full kit. So that, relatively to the same number of issues you've already done. So you only pay for the issues you need, but you're just going to end up with a bunch of extras.
Very cool. So yeah, this is Pete that is going to be downstairs right at the entrance. He's going down there because he has tickets.
Oh, he'd be perfect. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So you haven't decided who's driving?
It's torn between Goofy and Mickey. Right now I have a Mickey sitting in the door of the bus that I think he's perfect. It's just I have to make sure I can reach around him. The Goofy that had the jackhammer will not fit very well. So instead of having somebody sitting, yeah. Well,
I'm serious. You're Goofy guy. He has to be driving.
No, it looks really cool because instead of having somebody sitting here like this, driving the bus is parked and the driver is standing in the door.
Ah, I got you.
Although I might. Let me take a look just because. Where is he?
Eric says,
nope, this is the guy that was going to drive. Somewhere in here, I have another Goofy that I could put him just in the door.
What are you saying, Eric? Eric says it's cheaper than the other build, so if it's around $50 or so, I can do a part work of the Willys. He's
saying Willys Jeep is only $50 a month.
Yeah, but it's a full. They only sell it as a full kit, not a subscription.
Yeah.
So
well, plus mentioned this on Discord. I'm hopeful that D'Agostini is not taking a bite more than they should. Because in the last month, both the Iron Man and the VW have gone up a dollar or a little bit more per issue, which makes me worried because way back before anything really happened with Eagle Moss, that's what Eagle Moss did.
Yeah, but I think this is just because everything's getting expensive. I think Eagle Moss did it because
Yeah.
they needed more money.
So here, he might be standing in the door as the bus driver. We'll have to see in a little bit.
Eric says, "Oh, that's a crap deal." It's actually not. If you figure $1,000 when it probably would have cost you closer to $1,800 to buy it over the course of 2 years, at least you get it all up front for half the cost. So it's not a bad deal. It's just they're not doing subscriptions. IXO is not doing a subscription model.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, with the $50 a month, it wouldn't be $50 a month because then it's $1 something or $2 something for shipping charges.
Yeah. And a lot of people like getting the full kit because that way they know they can finish it. They won't get stuck with some, like an Eagle Moss going out of business halfway through. They like full kits,
Okay.
And
so
a lot
let
of
me
times
run
I could see Fan Home doing full kits once they have full runs of things. Like I could see the DeLorean's already gone full run, so I could see them putting a whole full kit together and selling it that way. Time will tell.
Yeah. So I'm resizing screens right now because I'm gonna go down in the instructions to where I'm actually attaching the roof. And before I do that, before I start attaching the parts, maybe I'll put some stickers on it.
Do I need to make you some graphics that you can put on your bus between Disney
No.
and HTM and Buckman? And
Well, if you want to, but just don't make them actual graphics that need to be printed. They have to be silhouettes. Because I have the Cricut.
Oh, you want to do them as vinyls?
Yep.
I gotcha.
So let me see. You know what? Just thinking. Sportsman's London, see London and London's Country, and Avoid the Rush. Avoid the Rush is the only one that's really going to fit into a Disney motif. But they still don't fit between the lights. So I'm going to leave the stickers off the bus. Plus, unless you're ducking your head to see down inside the bus.
I meant more for the outside, like the billboards on it.
Yeah. These are actually, these stickers.
Those are for inside, aren't they?
Yeah.
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 No, you don't need those.
Inside.
I was talking about making custom ones for the outside of the bus, like on the billboard.
Absolutely. That is what I'm going to do. But I'm not going to do actual decals as just the, like you said, the vinyl. And I did.
Well, you can do a multi-layer vinyl and have a little more than one color.
Yeah, that's true.
Just layer them.
Never done that.
That's not hard. You just got to have registration marks.
And I'm following Dave's good guidance in putting the front on first. And I remember it is very hard to do this because you can't see nothing. Hang on, let me.
I wonder if would it be easier to pull the poles off the seats, put them in the ceiling first, and then attach them back down to the seats, instead of trying to look up inside and attaching them into the holes in the roof?
Maybe. Actually,
that way you have a better visibility angle. You know what I mean? Instead of crawling underneath, look up.
Well, something I have because of working aircraft maintenance,
Yeah.
I have eyes in my fingers.
Oh, good. That's excellent. Dave is asking, have you got the poles in?
I did have the poles. I actually did get the poles in last week, and I just got these ones. Make sure that's good. Make mini pole dance for Mickey. Somebody slap Eric twice.
Eric will slap himself. It's all good.
So I want to make sure. Yeah, I actually got the first one in by reaching up in front, and like I said, got eyes on the ends of my fingers from aircraft
Just
maintenance,
feeling around.
so I was able. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this one. Let me move this way. There we go. That one came out. There we go. There's that one. Come on, get in there. This one that's right between the windows might be a pain.
But you have eyes on your fingers.
Shh. Hush, you. It's not because I can't see it. It's because I can't actually feel it. Come on. And of course, the way I've got the bus right now, I've got my nose right on top of the where Goofy's got glue on him. What a wonderful smell. There we go. You know, a wise man once said, do something smart once in a while. So let me run down here. Come on, where's that? Wait a minute. Going all the way down here. And the top of the bus is still off. Oh, that's the bottom of the bus. No? Well, spank me and call me Judy.
Judy?
Not really. So I got down to the bottom of the instructions. And I'm jumping the gun. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So right here is the roof of the top of the bus. You've got the bottom section with the roof on. The top deck has the roof not on at this point. So I'm jumping the gun. I'm supposed to be putting the frame on it first. Which is okay because that means the characters can dry and I can mess with them later and make sure that they're in place. Let me move this out of the way. Never pays to read the instructions. Oh, and I suppose I could.
Full. I didn't do that. That's you.
I did.
Dave said this stage is actually later on, but it's worth doing now. And he says, don't glue the butt.
Yeah, Eric. Well, I've already taken it off. I've moved the bus for that floor. So I'm going to grab the next stage and press on with pride. Still love that. That went together so well last week. I just thought of something. No, these frames are going to be inside where you're not going to see them. I think. Getting more and more stuff. Oh, you know what? That would have been heinous. That would have been bad. Because that is the...
Did you forget some railings?
Yeah, they get put on later on.
But inside under the roof.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
so that's
not
what
later
heavy
on.
weight.
That's... No, the way the instructions are set up is it would feel like they go on later stage. They actually go on right now. So let me hold this back over. I'm not supposed to read these instructions at all, am I? Just kind of throw things together and hope.
You can try.
It's worked so far.
Eric disassembled the Eleanor with no instructions whatsoever. He has no idea which screws is which.
This is very true, but that's Eric.
Oh, there was a huge whale breach just out in the ocean right now. Flew right out of the water.
Oh, nice. So let me make sure. Let me go back up to the top of this stage.
Yes, I know, Eric.
What happened?
If you want, Eric, you and I can get together and I will go through all of my screws and we'll figure out which ones are which and you can sort them out and label them if that'll help.
It'd be more fun.
No
he needs to build it on the stream so that we can all watch him try and figure out which screw is which.
That's right. I didn't measure the screws on the Eleanor. Like I measured all the screws on the R2D2 because none of them are labeled. They're terrible. You know, and I labeled and measured each screw so everybody could figure out the hardware. But Eleanor, they come labeled. He just decided not to do that.
Okay.
Oh, he answered. Speaking of which, I'll be putting the Eleanor back on the bench, starting the Black Pearl this coming weekend. Okay. We're going to hold him to that.
Starting the Pearl this weekend. Cool. So this railing goes down in here. Almost need another light down in there. Actually, this is where we're going to find out if the glue is working. It appears to be working. Sure. Get off the bus, Pluto.
Get out.
Okay. Wipe some of this goo off of here. Oh, nice. Nice. It smeared the paint.
The paint on the model or the paint on your mat?
The paint on the chair that he's going to be sitting on.
I guess.
Not a big deal. Actually, what I need to do is turn this thing around. Did I tell you this gets cumbersome as it gets big?
They all do.
Yeah, but I think this is a little bit bigger than than most. This could be truly interesting. Clarabelle and Goofy might be in the way. Hang on, let me see if I can get another light shining on there. Nope, wrong one. Maybe they're in the way. Maybe not. Okay, right there. Oh no, this one's supposed to go all the way up right behind this seat. And she is in there good and proper, so I'm not going to be able to move her. You know that old saying about the best laid plans?
What planning? What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Alex is like, oh no, he wanted to leave the party. Eject, eject.
Okay. Hopefully nobody else will fall out. If I can get this one, I should be able to get the others. And let me see. Those are. It's kind of funny. It doesn't. Okay, there it does show. I was going to say it doesn't show screws on the bottom one, but it does. Those are BP screws, and they're silver. So let me see what I can do here. See which one is the right one. That one should work. Sorry you guys cannot see where I'm working right now. Actually, this might be long enough or short enough to actually fit in here. I just had a thought. Is that, nope, that's the wrong end. Moved my beverage.
Is that silver frame? Is that metal?
Which one?
The silver frame.
This frame?
Under the floor? Yeah.
Yes, that is metal.
Oh, excellent.
So I got that one started. Let me put this Apex back over here. Let me get another one.
While you're looking, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
When you went and signed up with the Ecto One for the Notify Me, you got an email, right? That says we got your request.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Had some people ask about it. I did. So, but I noticed if you copy paste an email in there, it comes up as an invalid email for whatever reason. You got to type it out.
If I'm not mistaken, I got one. I actually did both the Ecto One and the Enterprise just in case.
Just in case. Same here. I found somebody to finish out my build, the stock build, because I was building two of them, remember? So
Very
one
cool.
of the guys here builds models, and he's like, I'll finish that one. Like, he'll sign up for the rest of the subscription and everything. I'm like, okay. I told him as long as I can have access to it so I can compare the stock and modified versions.
Yeah.
But I didn't pay anything for it, so I'm not going to charge him for it. the stock one.
No, so that's the thing is right now mine is still for sale, and I have.
Well, I mean,
I've gotten. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, but yeah, you paid a lot into it, so.
Yeah, and I have had a few people have clicked on it on Facebook, but nobody has said, yeah, or even offered anything. To be honest, I'm just, I'm looking for a halfway decent offer. Hell, at this point, I'll be honest, I'll even take a crappy offer. Come on. Don't do that to me, Apex. I can see it now. I glued the Apex to Clarabelle's foot. Let me see. So I can actually get around her enough to put a screw in. Maybe even two. Of course, knocking the screw off of the head or off the screw off the end of the screwdriver doesn't help. This is almost as bad as some of the spots I had to work on an F-16. Come on. So I'm going to still try and get at least one screw behind Clarabelle there. But if I can't get them both, that's not going to be a big deal. Actually, if I can't get one. He has a huge Dio idea for it. I know you do. You want to blow it up.
He does. He can make the crash scene in Verdian 3.
Well, the thing is, he forgets. He's supposed to get Donnie's. Unless Donnie changes his mind.
He has all these options.
Let me see. I might actually be able to get that last screw in there. You know, I just realized. There. You guys are not getting a good shot of this. I just realized what screen I still had, or what camera I still had you guys on. So the other screws, the other 3 screws that have gone so far, I've had to do exactly the same thing I'm doing here. Except Clarabelle wasn't quite as in the way in the other 3 as she is here. Okay, and that's how you recover from a stupid mistake. Because that handrail is in. Move this camera back over here. And this one has 1 screw on it. Oh, by the way, nobody else fell out when I tilted it on the side. Let me see. How's they got? They're doing that from the bottom. So let me turn this back around. Yeah.
This is going to look great when it's done. All the Disney characters, and I love it.
Actually, it's got to go this way. But with it this direction, I think I agree. It is going to be awesome. Be an awesome finished build. Okay. So what I've got to do is this has got to go in here. There's a screw hole right here and a pinhole up here where my thumb is.
Alex says, awesome. That was a tricky bit to do without the props in there. Well recovered.
Thank you. It is. I can absolutely see that it's a very tricky spot. This one. Okay, that one keeps popping loose. Okay, that's in the hole. Slide it over like that. This one would be tricky no matter what. No props. No props, or there's nothing blocking it as it is right now. And this, even with the short screwdriver that the model comes with, it would be next to impossible. I'm going to try with just the apex. My current problem is I cannot find the hole. Somebody should be saying that's what she said. Get a light. Okay. I don't know if you have any of these headlights, Todd, but they are sometimes lifesavers. Thank you, Gilly. A little bit late and you had to be prompted.
Thanks, Gilly.
Okay, it's going to be easier to do this with it not connected. Oh, by the way, Todd, I don't know if you've been on Discord today, but HTM is killing it on Facebook.
Oh, yeah? What are we up to?
229 right before the stream.
Excellent.
And that's over 100 new people have joined in the last 3 weeks.
Do you know I broke 300 subs on YouTube? How crazy is that?
There you go.
Who are these 300 people? I think it's great, but where are these people?
I don't know. Crap. Felt that. Pop the screw loose.
Alex says, hope that doesn't offend. Alex,
What is it?
there's probably nothing that anybody over there in the UK can say to offend us.
No.
Thanks, Eric.
I think the only person we know of that can say things to offend us is Ian. I'm kidding, Ian. Come on. Donnie, what's up? Just doing a little bit of work on the bus. So I'm going to tighten this all the way down so it won't pop back out again. So you can see there, that's the screw I was just working on. And right now my problem is it's not lining up at the top. This one's popping loose. So let me rotate the bus back up right. Switch cameras real quick. So that is okay. This is what's been causing me the issue. There's a pin or hole right there. There, perfect. But I have to say, this one keeps coming undone. This one right here. So let me find.
Say hi to Donnie, Buck. Say hi, Donnie.
I did. I said, hey, Donnie, what's up?
I just wanted to hear it again.
Ah, okay.
Alex says I glued the top of my reins up there.
No, I glued the top of the rail up there. Same thing I'm about to
rail.
do.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a square piece there that goes into the top rail, and it keeps popping out. Pardon me while I put a paper towel down to soak up the sweat from my drink, because it is, what is it, 69 inside today. It was almost 60 outside today. Beautiful weather here. And
that sounds like here, but the humidity is off the scale here. If you put a drink in a glass, it'll have a swimming pool underneath it in like an hour.
Oh yeah. Well, here in the summer, here in Illinois in the summer, it's like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But no, it's kind of funny. I was looking. I got a notification from, what is it, OneDrive, to look at pictures, stuff from last year. And I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. Last year, this day, we had like 6 inches of snow outside. It had just snowed. Today, it was in the 60s.
That's crazy. It's like 75 every day here.
Yeah. Okay. Now I can move this out of the way. I'm going to leave the roof off for now. We might get to it tonight. We might not. Okay.
You're not even an hour in. You're doing great.
Yeah. Let me make sure I'm on step 85. Yes. So that's the thing, is that when I get going on one of these things, I have to check every now and then to make sure I'm not 4 hours in. Kind of like the Sunday streams when we get going.
Do I need to give you a call out? 120 minutes, Buck.
So what?
So do I need to give you a call out? You are now 60 minutes in.
No, usually I'm pretty good about looking at the clock. So I got some DP, some FM, a couple of little cranks. Oh, that's what part of the reason it's dim. When I put on the face cam, this light above that now lights this stuff shines right into the face cam. So like I said, a couple of cranks there. 3 things of screws, another bar. Yeah, a couple of weeks of spring, a couple of weeks of fall, then winter again.
That's the opposite here in Arizona.
Yeah, well, you guys have summer year round.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I'm hoping, second bar, that we're not going to do that this year. You know, that we're going to stay with spring and fall. Okay, so we got these 2 bars. Let me make sure I've got the OPs, FMs, DPs, and EMs, cranks, 2 little windows here, more windows over here, which means I'm going to be putting on gloves. So first thing it has me do is take, so this one, yeah, the one that does not go all the way across. Get the magic blue glove. That's the problem with gloves is when there's still, you know, when there's a lot left in the box, you can't get them out. So let me see. Is there any difference between them? Yes, there is. Okay. 85H.
This is a top tip. You should tell people why you're wearing the glove.
I'm wearing gloves so I don't put fingerprints on the glass.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see that is really clear. This one here is different from the other 2 because what it does is it's shaped to fit the spot here a little bit better. It's not squared off. So it's going to fit in here like that. And then 4 EM screws. Get the oil. Got it.
It's over there. Donnie says blue glove. Is Kaylin here?
No, Kaylin uses black gloves, remember? His channel is white gloves.
Whatever gloves are available.
Well, his channel is white gloves modeling, but he wears black gloves.
What? Well, you can't be called white glove if you're going to do that.
Right. We keep telling him he's black glove modeling, not white glove modeling.
I have white gloves, black gloves, blue gloves. I don't care. Whatever's handy.
Yeah. Well, I've got got these. Andrea picked up some for the kitchen. She borrows these now because they're the ones she got for the kitchen are like almost saran wrap material. They're not worthless, but they don't have any kind of finger dexterity in them at all.
Is that like those big baggy like food worker gloves like you see at like buffets?
That's exactly what they are.
Where the fingers, you'd have to be like the Hulk to put them on?
Exactly.
Yeah. One size fits all. Monster hands.
One size fits anybody who fits only people with really large hands. So let me put this one in here. I'm going to get them started and then I'm going to tighten them down. And actually, these gloves, depending on the light and how your eyes work, are almost purple. And I likes purple, which is why I have them. And I don't know if anybody else was watching for it. And Kalen did not say why yet. He's going to do a video because he usually does his Coffee with Kalen Mondays at 10 o'clock, noon my time, 10 o'clock Pacific. I reached out to him today and I'm like, dude, no coffee? He's like, nah, keep meaning to do a video about it. He's not going to do it for a while. Seems like a lot of people are having things happen in their lives recently. Okay, so that one goes in there. Partially colorblind, can tell those gloves are blue. Well, see how you are? But when they're in the shadows, they don't look as blue as they do right now.
Well, over the blue background, they do look kind of purple.
Yeah. So let me make sure, are these identical? They are the same part. Those are the same part. Okay, everything else is the same. Take. Oh, nice. Cut away the molding left from manufacturer to leave a smooth edge. Repeat the molding again for the other front. Interestingly, there is no piece left on here, but there is on here. This is part F2.
Wow, they left a big chunk. They left a big chunk of the spur on there.
Yep.
Oh,
right next to a painted spot.
Excellent. Well, good luck.
So hopefully I can get this to come off cleanly far enough away that I don't fracture the glass at all. Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Alex says, was that Todd flying a chopper overhead? If you heard that, which obviously you did, that was a truck brake. That was like a diesel truck going by with his truck brake.
Okay, you can see right there. There's still a little bit, but I did not end up cutting the glass or breaking the glass at all. So now very carefully trim it. There we go.
That looks
you
good.
Can still see it. Yeah, you can still see it just a little bit there, but it's not bad at all.
Nah. Tell people it was a piece of gum and scale.
Exactly.
Yeah. Jake brake. Yep, I heard everything on the fire trucks. They were Telma retarders. Yeah. And Eric says probably into my house again, Alex. Yes. We did find his house though. Crashed right into it.
Yeah. That was awesome. It really was.
And Alex says, yeah, his had a spur on it too.
Yeah. Well, on here, it actually says that there's supposed to be there's piece of sprue left on these as well as the glass. But you can see there's a groove there. It's on both sides. It lines up with that groove there. So these windows are openable, and the silver part needs to go to the top, just like that. Look at that. Blue, purple gloves makes the camera focus. I should do this twice. By the way, if you don't have sprue cutters, they're a must. You may not use them on part works very often, but when you have to do something like this, if you don't have them, you're hurting.
Alex says, yeah, that was great fun, that stream. Yeah, we flew around Alex's place too. Found his fire station. Why he always hears sirens at his place. Of course, that Francisco was flying at that point. Still kind of cool to see where Alex is. Too? Oh, I'm sure. Probably drove right into his bedroom. I don't know. Every time I looked over, Francisco had the helicopter upside down in somebody's yard. So
So he was a professional pilot, is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, that one's in there. So take this frame. Oh, okay, I'm sitting here looking at the instructions, thinking it's going to go on this one. I got a smudge on there. That's going to be the key thing, is getting the smudges off the insides before I put them on the bus. Because if it's on the outside, not a big deal. So glass in, plastic frame on the outside. This one goes in that hole right there. Just like that. And it says to use 4 OP screws. Interesting.
What's that?
IP, JP, LP, MP, NP, KP. I skipped KP. And I'm sitting here looking for OP and going, why isn't there an OP? There's an N. Oh, okay, never mind. O comes after N, doesn't it?
Okay, Eric.
At least, well, in today's alphabet, I guess. I'm allowed to lose my mind.
We're all going to lose them eventually.
Yep. So there's 8. I'm going to need 8. There's 1 spare per window. Let me make sure. Where do they go? Fit the window, put half frame. Well, it's a good thing I looked, because the OPs do not hold this frame in. There's only 2 DP screws that hold that frame in. And then the OPs hold the window that goes on below it. See what happens? You call me Eric, I start screwing everything up. We shouldn't pick on Eric. Actually, we should pick on him probably more. Okay, so that's going to go up here on the top. Just double checking. And get a different screwdriver head here, because those are not going in very well. And of course, I got with the wrong direction. Okay, that's better. Do the same with this one.
Alex says, please be careful, I think, the OP screws. There were some that the screw started to come through the plastic frame somewhere on the windows. We found it best to put a finger on the other side to feel if the screw started coming through.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. Right. You can see the dimple right there.
Are the screws a little too long? Is that what it looks like?
That's what it looks like.
Do they need to be that tight, or is it something where you need to sand the screw down or clip the end of the screw off?
You know what? Since the window goes through, hang on. I see what he's saying too, is on the OP screws, it's going to be the same thing. Let me see what I can do here. Yeah, it's dimpled the same on this one here. However, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not positive. On the other one and the rest of them after this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the screw down a little bit, sand it a little bit. OPs do the same thing. Are these? Oh, yeah, they are OPs. That begs the question. They are the same length. The DP and the OPs are the same length. I was thinking if one was a little bit shorter. So we'll see what this one does.
Yeah, Alex says I can't remember exactly where, but it was doing it on the outside too. Use some smaller screws, but just be mindful.
Yeah. Appreciate it, Alex. Let me put this one back before I throw it in there as an OP.
I've had to do that a couple times during my builds, I think, or I've had to either snip a screw off or sand it down to make it shorter. Just in weird situations.
Well, on this one, I'm not that concerned with the one the two I've already done, because I've made them identical. So they look exactly the same right next to each other. And it is the DPs, not the OPs. The OPs are fine. Of course, that's also, you got a little bit more of the glass there. I've just realized I'm going to put this one in, and then I'm going to get the towel, because I believe that this is actually, it's not the skin, but you'll see the framework. And so I don't want to scratch up the frame. I mean, the mat's not in bad shape, but it does have some scuffs and paint blobs. A couple of spots where it's been hit by glue.
You know, I tried so hard to keep my mats pristine, but it just doesn't stay that way. And it's okay. It just shows that you do some serious work.
So yeah, looking at this, you can see on both sides, here and here, where it's a little bit bubbled. Down here, they're fine. So it's the DP screws that are a little bit long. When I do the other one, I'm going to sand them down.
And now, is that going to be visible, or is there a plate going over that?
No, I thought for the longest time that there's going to be a plate going over that, but you can see the screws for the framework. This is going to be visible.
Ah, gotcha. So you just got to be careful.
Yeah. What I have to do is display it with the other side facing out.
Nah, that was a repair job. Somebody had to weld that part of the truck.
Yeah. So if I really wanted to get excited, I could grab the Dremel and do this, but then the screw would probably launch across the room. Of course, I'm sanding in gloves or filing in gloves. Not sure how well that's going to work.
Alex says, I use 1500 wet and dry on my mat. It brings it up a treat if there's paint on it. Yeah, but don't you sand the lines off when you do that? They're just barely printed on. I've wiped away those lines with just a little extra glue.
Yep.
Or even alcohol. I can tell you how quickly you can destroy that mat using that Tamiya thin cement.
Using which?
Tamiya thin.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Stuff it'll just melt that mat to nothing. The paint's gone, everything's gone.
Yeah, well, that's because
it's a lot of effort once you just get a new one, of course. Why? There's nothing wrong with the mat. It's just got some goo on it.
Well, and that's the thing is that if you spill your Tamiya extra thin, wipe it up quick. It's going to wipe off the lines immediately.
Oh, because I was working on the X-Wing, and I bumped the bottle and a little bit spilled, and it went underneath the belly of the X-Wing, and it went under the remote control, and it literally stripped that paint off in half a second. It's gone, nothing. I had to order replacement parts, and I had to order a new remote too, to replace that too. I couldn't believe how fast that just melted it. That stuff is no joke.
My X-Wing has not yet made it on the wall, and the remote doesn't work.
Why? What'd you do?
Nothing. It's not a you and I have both experienced the fact that it's not a well-made model.
Somehow they managed to do too much and too little at the same time on the same model.
Exactly.
But you love your Millennium Falcon, don't you? Like, if it comes out, I'm seriously considering building it. But
the Falcon is awesome. Love it.
But I want to go nuts. I want to detail the hell out of it and add stuff to it and gribblies and.
Well, when they come out with Falcon, get in touch. Depending on what you want to do, get in touch with Falcon 3D Parts. Gus is really awesome, and he has some awesome parts for that thing. Okay, so that one goes on here like that. This time, get back on there. This time, I'm going to try not to drill a hole through the.
And what'd you use? Just a flat file?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Not sure if it's going to be enough.
I used to have a bench grinder. That'd be perfect for using that. I don't know what I did with it. Uh-oh. Did you launch the screw?
No, launching the screw is fine. I have plenty of them. I lost the glass. Oh, there it is. So many modes for that light. Okay. There was a piece of something on there, and I was like, no, it didn't scratch it, did it? It did not. See if I can get this back in here. Trying not to put fingerprints on it, and I'm putting my thumb in the middle of it.
Alex says, yeah, I have some of that extra thin, but can't seem to get on with it. It's not working well with the Bedford kit, so just using regular super glue. Anyway, great stream, and must sleep now. All right, Alex. Have a good night. Thanks for coming.
Yep. Have a good one, Alex. I'm doing what I'm normally doing. I'm off camera. At least I know it this time.
Well, I think it's a natural reaction. You want to bring it up closer to your face so you can see what you're doing, and it's about that way. Thanks for the like, Alex. Yeah,
Really
I don't know how many likes
appreciate
there
it,
are,
man.
but everybody here, like it. Throw a like up there. Make it so Buck wants to keep making more.
I do want to keep making more. You know
I
what?
should do some more. What do you think I should do? I should do some more in the labs, but what am I going to do? Like just modding stuff? I'm not going to build models in the lab, like doing live streams, but build models. That's what the websites are for. Sorry.
Yeah. FM. I'm looking at the P screws just to see. Those are too small. What about JP? There's like 1 billion JP screws. I'm just trying to see if there's a screw that's a little bit shorter. No, JP's even bigger. Okay. It's AP. That's a shorter screw. Let me see what this does. Sorry, mumbling to myself. Now I'll mumble at you guys. I'm looking to see if I can find a shorter screw that's going to actually hold there, because I did a bunch of sanding on there, or used the file a bunch on that screw, and it's just way too long still. Make sure that's still in there. So yeah, this one that I found in the AP screws is all the way in. This DP screw that I've sanded on already. Well, that's interesting. Now it's not willing to shift through, but let's see, come on, focus on there. You can see that screw head is up quite a bit. There, right there, you can see how much it's up. So let me take that one out. And there are more short ones. Yay! Which tells me those are not all AP screws, but they were all in the AP slot. There.
That work good?
Oh yeah, worked like a champ.
Do you have enough?
No dents. For at least this issue. So these two can go away. These can go back in here. But yeah, I have plenty of the AP screws. It's just that some of them are a little bit longer. So if anybody is following along and they're building this, use AP screws to hold those plastic pieces on. This should be the other lens.
Gilly says, any word on the PW Peterbilt? I have no idea. Who's that out? Who's that being put out by? Altaia? At least the good news is that if it's coming out from Altaia, that's D'Agostini, and D'Agostini is fan home, so you never know. But I thought that was a trial. I didn't think that was a full run.
It is a trial, last I heard, which is really sad for us because if they did the trial here in the States, I think they would be going straight ahead.
Right?
Doing the trial in France for an American truck may not go over very well.
That's what I thought. Well, you know, if Agora comes to Wonderfest, you can ask them. Get the Peterbilt.
Yeah.
I just don't remember if that was a D'Agostini build or a Hachette build.
Well, if Agora comes to Wonderfest, I'm going to ask him, did they get the rights to the Batmobile? Did anybody get the rights to the Batmobile?
What I heard is they tried, and it just DC Comics is just being a pain. I think that's why the 66 Batmobile never came out either.
Well, that's the one I want, is the 66.
But I have been talking to Eric, what's his name? Eric de la Benoist? This guy in France. He's the one that arranged. I don't know if you saw, Wayne got the actual wooden Titanic used for the TV commercials for Eagle Moss.
Did not.
Yeah, so he got the actual fully completed Titanic from the wooden kit that will never come back, by the way. And they sent it to him. IXO did. Well, that was through this guy Eric, who in some way is really very close to Guillaume and Bernard from IXO. So he seems like he gets a lot of information about and from IXO. So I've been talking to him a lot. He's also sending him the completed Victory, which also didn't ever make the light of day. And
No,
Mike.
It did. It made the light of day through D'Agostini.
Oh, well, this is the completed model. Looks fantastic, and they're crating it up, and they're going to send it to Wayne, and then he's going to do it as a giveaway for people in the UK. It's kind of cool.
Well, the reason they're sending it to Wayne is Wayne was building it.
Yeah, and burned it.
Yes.
He burned the Titanic too, so.
Well,
but at least now
the thing about the Titanic is it's gone, but it's probably still available out there if you buy it through Mantua Models.
Well, isn't it just a kind of a modified Amati kit? It's basically the same kit.
I thought it was Mantua. Might be Amati.
I thought it was Amati. Yeah, like a lot of people were saying, isn't this just the Amati kit for like $1,200 more?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I looked
Gilly
at that
says,
kit. And
go ahead.
I looked at that kit, and it was. They sold it in 5 packs because nobody could afford a $800 kit at one time.
Yeah. So Eagle Moss thought it'd be a good idea to break it into 100 kits. Yeah. Anyway, the model he got looks fantastic, even though it's wooden. Still looks pretty good. It's missing, I got to admit, the Hachette one has a lot more detail.
Yeah.
Gilly says, well, they got a sale here if it does come out. I agree. I would sign up for the Peterbilt. I would sign up for the Tumbler. I would sign up for a Johnny 5. I'm telling you, we're going to take all our little Johnny 5s, me and Ian and Steve, and we're going to set them up. And if Agora sees them, we're going to make them stand there and stare at them.
You will look at this. You will like it. You will make it.
Oh, Eric woke back up. He probably fell asleep on the stream.
Eric's always falling asleep. Eric is asleep when he's awake. So let me pull this up away from the edge, 2 into the shot. So there's 2 lugs here to join these 2 pieces. And we're using FM screws, so they're going into metal. And I should be doing this on my towel with oil. Just thought about that. Shouldn't be putting oil on the towel. So I'll do it standing up like that instead.
And that's all metal, right? The side of the bus there?
Yes.
Ah, gotcha.
Yes, the whole side of the bus is metal. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember right, watched a couple of videos where Dave was putting the metal pieces on the side, and they can be a bear.
Oh, why? Just line them up?
Just getting, yeah, lining them up. And see, here's the thing. These up here are visible on the outside of the bus. Down here, where you got these little holes, there's about 48 million. That's the part that's a pain in the butt. There's about 48 million little screws that go in there to make this, to cover up these holes.
I still think it's great that they paint the screw heads.
Yeah.
I've never had a part where we painted screw heads. Well, that's not true. The white screws on the hood of the Ecto 1 were white, but that's the only ones I've ever seen. They're either black or chrome. I've never seen red painted ones.
Well, I have to ask you, were you part of the people who were like, there's not supposed to be screws on there?
Of course. And then Mike immediately came out with the hood vent mod. That was like the first thing, and I immediately got some because they looked. It's not that they didn't have screws; it's that they were ridiculously out of scale and they didn't look right. If they had used little pins or even just glued those things on, that would have been better.
I have not gotten the mod. I might eventually.
I have a spare one.
Oh, I'll take it.
He sent me a bunch of stuff for the Ecto 1 that was new. Because I asked for I think the different door decals or something, whatever he had. Oh no, I was asking him for the rear vent because he just recently came out with the rear vent door or the rear door vent. And he accidentally sent me a new hood vent. I already have it. So if you want it, I'll send it to you.
I do. I'm actually looking very forward to getting that back up. I mean, just to get the get started again on the car, I am very excited.
I am too. The latest news is that I think I told you that they should start taking pre-orders by the end of the month, but in the US they're not going to start shipping until March 15th, tentatively.
Yep.
But all the models should start shipping. All 4 should start shipping by March 15th. If you're signed up for whatever you're signing for.
Okay, these both go. Let me move this out of the way. Bus or top deck is coming back. And now I'm supposed to fumble around and go, where the hell are those parts? Because I sat the bus on top of them. And of course, I've got it facing the wrong way around. Man, this thing is heavy.
That's only the upper deck. Yeah.
I know.
Wait till you have to start throwing the whole thing around.
Matter of fact, okay, got tape on there.
Don't throw out your back.
Huh?
Don't throw out your back hauling that thing around.
Yeah, exactly.
You just have to put the side panels on and wear back brakes.
So these go on like that. You throw the handle down. This one popped off before. I'm pretty sure it's going to keep popping off, and I'm going to lose it inside the bus.
Just FYI, you're at 90 minutes.
Saw that.
Doing good.
So similar to the other side, or not the other side, the front, except for this time I'm using green tape. Love this tape. So awesome.
Gilly says, glue it down.
No, has screws that go through there. Let me see. This goes.
You're doing good. You look strong.
I are strong. Except today I took a shower, so I'm not so strong.
Aw. Just eat your Wheaties.
Oh, and I went and saw a pulmonologist today because I got to get a new CPAP because I have not had a sleep study in 15 years. I got to go get a sleep study.
I have to go get another drink.
Thank you for reminding me.
Mm-hmm.
I have a whole drink here I haven't touched.
Oh, what are you doing?
Building a model. But no, it's kind of nice because the sleep study, they were describing where the place is, and I'm like, cool. I know exactly where that's at. I fall out my front door, I'm there. So finished view. And this piece, you can tell because of where those are at. The cranks go along with these windows that go up and down. So this piece is going to go on here. Something like that. That looks so cool. And there's people in there.
It's fantastic.
So let me see. That took a while, but not too bad. And now that I've done it once, I know what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm going to press on with that. And end up going till about 8:10, maybe 8:15.
Rock and roll. Will that finish an issue?
That will finish 86, which means I still have 4 more to go in this issue.
Okay.
Or in this ship.
Are you going to do the Samba on Wednesday?
Yes.
Excellent.
Like you said, Wagon Wednesday.
Wagon Wednesday. Book Wagon Wednesday.
Uh-oh. Now this is how important those cranks are going to end up being. Oh, never mind. Let me double check. Oh, 87. I did say.
Eric says it looks really cool.
Thanks, Eric.
Gilly says, well, it doesn't look like a loaf of bread. It's true.
Hey, everybody loves my loaf of bread. And for those of you who don't know what the loaf of bread is, I'm working on the Lisbon tram that from the top they said it looks like a loaf of bread. Now it looks like a tram and it looks really cool.
It did look like a loaf of bread.
Good thing gloves are cheap. Okay, so there's this window, this window. Let's see. Window here, window here. Okay. Actually, this will be a little bit quicker. And again, I don't have the hunk of plastic on here, but I do have the hunk of sprue on here. A hunk of sprue. Come on, don't. Lay it down.
I wonder what's special about those that they couldn't remove that sprue. Like everything else is not on the sprue.
That was this one guy's day off. It's like the old BC comics where the guy gets a calendar. He looks at it. There's a problem with Thursdays, and he brings it up to Thor and says, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "My calendar's it says Thor's Day." He's like, "Nah, that wasn't me. That's my day off." Bottom. I'm looking at this from the top and not seeing the groove. There's the groove. Then it goes. I haven't shown this recess on either of the other panels. So there's that recess right here that this will pop into. Well, look at that.
Are the screws different in the back?
I think these DP screws are actually shorter.
Like they realized the issue and fixed it in later stages?
Yep. Actually, I'm going to look at it in the camera. Excuse me. In the camera, because it'll look larger to me too. Oh, these are definitely different. So look at the length of the screws.
Oh, for sure. I can even see it. I'm on a little screen.
This one that's closer to me is the regular DP.
So are the new ones labeled DP as well?
Yes, of course.
Excellent. I love when they have two different kinds of the same screw. That's the best.
Well, I know where I'm going to put the spare at. I'm going to put it in the AP bucket because that's where I got the ones that fit. Just looking, is there a note that says, "By the way, we're idiots, and the DP screws are different lengths than the other DPs"? There is no note. Make sure this one's snug. Oh yeah, those went in there like they're supposed to. You can see right there, the reflection, no dimpling. Window moves up and down the way it's supposed to. And then we have from this side.
That was very strange.
What?
Somehow I brushed the keypad on my laptop and it decided to go to sleep. So
Wait a minute. I think I am getting excited and going too fast. I'm about to go to the other windows rather than this window that goes on the back of these, or on the back of this one. That one is, oh, it's going to be the shorter one here. It's going to fit on there just like that. There's 3. There's actually 2 spare OPs this time. Actually. I think I need to be careful with the OPs as well, because I think some are a little bit longer than the others.
Even in the same pack?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Well, it's Todd. It's called quality control. I did not know that. I didn't notice that on the other ones, probably because I didn't have them wrong. So, you know how you have molding marks? You have to be careful which way you put the window in, because you see the molding mark by my thumb, and then the one up here by my index finger. This one down here has to be on the bottom, otherwise it's visible.
And they don't have notch or anything to key it?
Nope. You just have to spot that. You know, it was originally released by Hachette, which is a French company. What are you going to do about the French? Oh man, that was just wrong of me. I'm sorry. I'm not, but you know. I'm kind of like GILLY was for a short while, you know, when he turned not Canadian. Sorry, not sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But folks, people that are prior military tend to laugh about the French a little bit. Hey, I think you got a message.
I probably do. Well, all those updates on Facebook today about you know, the release dates and everything was new this morning, so you know, people are commenting crazy.
Oh yeah. Well, and see, that's the thing. I have not lost my mind about it. I've been waiting for parts for the Ecto one since October.
Yep. 21.
Yes.
It's been well over a year since I got Ecto parts. So, you know, what's another day? What's another month?
Yeah. Well, I think actually I got one pack in January of 22. Because what I did, I did the thing of when they said, yeah, we will send you 6 packs or what, I don't remember. I think it was 4 months at one time. I was like, I'll take it.
Yeah, their fire sale.
Yes. And I just spotted this OP. I realized that I did not label that container with the OP screws before. I thought I'd thrown that one away. So this was EM? Yes, EM. I have to say, these little containers that I keep the screws in, lifesavers.
They're just
They're
little
so
jewelry
nice
box, right?
Yeah.
I have one screw box for every build. It's got like 32 slots, and it's plenty.
It's almost too many.
Oh, I've filled it up before because I put a lot of the tiny parts that you say keep these until a later stage. I'll throw them there too.
Yeah, I do the same thing, but I've also got the ones that come with the Oakley models, so I can get some fairly decent sized parts in there too.
What did you end up doing with your the Enterprise case that was obnoxiously large, way too big to be a screw box?
I actually ended up with 2 of them.
I did too.
One of them is with the build, and I've got screws and parts for the build in it. The other one is across the room, and I keep parts for the Lisbon tram in it when I have parts. It's a good size for building a model, not a part work. It's too big for part work screws.
No, it's good. It has other purposes. It's usable.
Yeah. Well, the sad part about it is, you're right. It was obnoxiously huge to be a screw box, and one of the 2 of them that I had a huge wrinkle in it in the sticker.
Oh, I peeled the sticker off. It peels right off
on the one.
Yep.
On one I did, the other one I did not. And the Volkswagen, the little screw box that it came with, I actually put that sticker on that they sent with it. They learned their lesson.
Yeah. Well, did you see the screw box that came with R2D2? That was completely useless. There's like 35 different kinds of screws and bolts and nuts and stuff that come with the R2. It's good for holding the screwdriver and gum. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. I got to step away for a minute. I'll be right back.
Yep. I should sneak out while he's gone. So that's the 4 screws in here to hold that window in. Last window right here. Just looking. Where does this one go? Ah, it doesn't go on this part. It goes on this one. Because this how does this go on here? Okay. So there's the 2 tab or indents there for the 2 tabs there. Turn this over so I can actually put it in there. So yeah, everybody has the same idea. Gilly laughed. Gilly said he needs to fill his drink again. Everyone run. And Eric laughed. We wouldn't do that to Todd. Not where he could find out. So this is going to get attached with 2 more FM screws. I closed up the oil. And I'm going to dip this, and I'm going to awkwardly try not to put oil onto the towel again. And since this is not completely flat, it's a little bit more cumbersome than the last piece. Turn it over. Got one started. No, I want the screws, not the little bowl. We could run. Just making sure that that tab did not end up on the wrong side. Let me get these tightened. This, I think, is actually going to line up a little bit better than the other one. So if you look, this one's lined up perfect. Oh, you know what? This one's at the front of the bus, I think. And that's why it's funky, because the way the bus bends. Double check. Make sure the screws are completely down. And I'm sorry that I'm off screen. Put this screw away. Note to self, make sure that you close the big screw box before you pick it up and dump everything on the floor. So now this one, this piece of glass goes in the front. Let me double check. Oh, no, it does not. It goes up here next to these, next to the two sliding windows in the front, between this sliding window and this sliding window. So it'll go right there, making sure none of the pore marks are visible. Use 4 EM screws, which means they're going in oil again. Hopefully not getting, I got a little bit too much oil on one of the screws back there. I don't think it's going to cause any problems with the window. But the oil got all over the clear. Come on. Clean up on my bench. Yes, absolutely. Actually, my bench, since I cleaned it up back in November, maybe it was December, stays pretty clean. What I normally do is for the live streams, whatever tools I've got on the bench now, I just shove over to the side here. I do that about 3 or 4 live streams. And then like today, I put everything away before I start. It's amazing how much nicer it is to work in the shop when it's clean. Let me tighten this one the rest of the way down. Then I'll get the other 2 in. Come on. And I tell you guys, I'm loving how much there is to do on this build. Like this, Some packs are taking a long time. Actually, most packs now are taking a long time. And hopefully, eventually, the T1 Samba will be the same way. The camera arm, yes. The camera above the bench. We catch up with chat. And actually, I'm going to hit this one first. Good night, Chris. Have a great evening. Thank you for stopping by. Really appreciate it. So yeah, Gilly, I've got, this one is still on a, not a swing arm. It's one of them wire arm that you can position. The two on the either side of the bench, they are on little tripods. Man, what's this thing? Oh, I'm sitting here looking. I looked over at YouTube and it was still rocking and rolling, and I'm like, why? But yeah, still using that. I really like it. Eventually, I may change it. Probably not. So last thing left in this pack is to put this arm, this little crank on here. I'm going to be bringing the top deck back over.
Donnie would like to do what camera arm you use.
Gilly, it's just, or Gilly, Gilly was the one who first asked it. It's just a, I don't even know what you call them, gooseneck. It's one of the gooseneck ones that is just the stiff wire that inside of a plastic sheath, and then it's got a camera mount on this end. Here. Let's see which one. That one. There. See the gooseneck above it? Matter of fact, there. It's easier to point it out on this camera.
Look at all your lights. You have like a full studio.
I do. You like that?
It looks like a broadcast studio with all lights in the ceiling. And
yeah. But yeah, I use a gooseneck to hold two of the cameras, and then I've got mini tripods on the two that are on either side of the bench.
Donnie says that's what he has on one of his lights. And Gilly says lots of lights and cams all over. How many cameras are you up to? 6?
I have 6 that are active. I have one upstairs I've never hooked up. Plus, if they ever come out with software to let this one stream, I have this one. I have a Canon digital camera across the room. So let me move this out of the way. Bring the upper deck back. Roll this on its side so that I can put this crank where it belongs. I just realized I thought these were actually going to have screws through them. They're not. There's a little, hang on, am I putting this on wrong? Yep, that's why it's not going on. There's a little pin here that this goes on to. And so when the frame goes on, it's going to pinch it in there so it won't come loose. So let me put this handle down. Yeah, all the way to the bottom of the bus. So I don't know if you saw what just happened.
So you said those aren't going to be screwed in? They just sit on pins or what?
Yeah. Let me see if I can get the zoom to work. And make sure. Playing with this one time, I actually started it recording, so my card on the camera is empty. I mean, not empty, it's full.
Gilly says it's on wrong, and then Donnie says, "Yeah, you dropped it."
I'm going to eventually have to actually buy the Canon remote for this camera.
Just reach up on the camera and hit the little lever. You just cheat.
I'm lazy. Now the battery's popped out. I'm about to throw this across the room. Donnie gets his to work with no issues whatsoever.
Mine works too. Not the first time you push it, the second time. It's like the first time it like wakes up, and then the next time it works.
Sometimes.
Mine works. And there's a delay, but it's okay.
There we go. Finally, after messing with it. Was focused for a second. There. See that little dot?
Yeah.
That holds it in place.
And then is it captured by the outside frame you're going to put on? I mean, can we just glue it?
Yes. It's gonna be captured by the frame, but eventually I'm going to. I think before I put the frame on, I'm going to actually glue them so that they don't fall out of inside the bus.
Mm-hmm.
This remote drives me nuts. See, it bumps on top. See, it pops on, but it shifts whenever you shift the bus. The plastic shifts a little bit and it pops off. Let it fly. I am not throwing that remote.
Yeah. You just tape them on for now, right? Until you glue them on later.
Yep. Well, same with these handles. These handles keep popping off, so I might eventually glue them. But once they're inside the bus, nothing's going to touch them.
Do you think Eric's gone back to sleep?
Probably.
Yeah.
So let me get this. While you were gone, I finished this dog.
Oh, nice.
So right here, and it's because of the way the front of the bus is, this does not lay right. Is it going to let me? Yeah. Nope, it's not. It's going to pop off. But you can see right here how it doesn't match up. It'll pull in.
Gotcha. Kenneth is here. Hey, Kenneth from Georgia. Evening, everyone.
Hey,
how's everyone's night going so far? I'm stuck at work till 10:30. Yeah.
So next week, just looking ahead, we're going to build this on the other side.
You know what you should do is build that off camera, because everybody doesn't need to see you build it again. You know what I mean? And then just say, this is where you mount them on.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, actually, I can build it off camera like I did the seats, because you're right, not everybody needs to see it a second time. doesn't mount on yet. Once the other side is built, then we start working on the bottom floor, which means I need to glue people in next week on there. So yeah, just looking.
See, Eric's asleep. No, wake. He's awake. See, he's not even. He's all over the place. And Donnie says he decided not to build the MX-01 Enterprise. I assume the NX-01. Too freaking tiny. You're going to build the Rebel JJ Prize. All right.
Oh, that, yeah. So yeah, that's where we're at. I agree with you, Todd. I will probably build this off camera, the other one.
Well, that way you can move forward with, some like good progress instead of watching the same thing get built twice,
Yeah. Well, then just looking. Okay, and then from there, like I said, we'll. Oh, actually, it does get stuck on there. Okay. Right before you do the, or right after you do the lower deck ceiling, that's when these go on. So yeah, even building this off screen, be plenty to do next week. I mean, there's always plenty to do on this bus. And we'll do, well, and I will probably figure out who's going in off screen as well, like I did these. And then I'll do, what do you think? Should I glue them in off screen or let everybody see?
Oh, no, because we haven't seen that yet. But like where you build that whole side panel, you can always say, just watch my previous stream. This side's the same. But since that's a new step, we could show that going in.
That sounds like a plan. So
Dave's taken off. Dave says, great stream and build. Catch you later in the weeknight, guys.
Good night, Dave.
Thanks for coming.
Great evening. I appreciate you coming in. Yeah, you see this light shines right into that camera. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, got a plan for next week. Got a plan for Wednesday. On Wednesday, I will be doing packs 8 through 12 on the Samba. And then Friday, we've got the group stream.
I am definitely looking forward to the Samba build. I'm having fun watching you build that.
Yeah, that is a really cool little bus.
Eric says, great stream, bro.
Thanks, Eric. And
I mean, he slept through half of it, but still a great stream.
Yeah. I moved the Revell one, but what's funny is while I'm doing the Samba on the stream, I'm also building the Revell Samba. So
now you'll have a comparison, and if you see details on one, you can add them to the other.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you, the part works. I'm not going to add extra details. Yes, Donnie, the hippie bus. Thanks, Donnie. Eric got up just to see the end of the show. He does that. So appreciate everybody stopping by. Like and subscribe. Come on over to Hobby Time Modelers on Facebook and on YouTube. I'll tell you, Hobby Time Modelers on Facebook is blowing up. I mentioned earlier, we've picked up over 100 people in the last 3 weeks. It's awesome. It's a great place to display your models, great place to meet people. And then you can join our Discord as well and join in on the Friday and Sunday night streams. So take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. It's getting a little goofy. It was a little goofy at the beginning too, Donnie. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day tomorrow. Like and subscribe. Come join us over on Hobby Time Modelers, and I will see you next time.